Welcome to another edition of the Nest Files. Once again, my name's Mike Carroll. I'm the host and founder here of the New England Spiritual Team. We have a great show lined up, awesome guest, actually a returning guest, back to our show and to the field of the paranormal. But before we get to that, we do have some extra people here helping us out tonight. We want to give a shout out to them. Before that, though, I do want to give a shout out to two people that are big supporters of our group and our work. Noel Marie and John Anthony. We want to thank you guys for paying attention to us, supporting us, giving us tons of love. Moving on, we do want to introduce Melanie Cabrera and Nick Ferrado, both active team members with the group. How you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
Yes, and in between the lovely Nick Ferrado, we have Mr. James Annitto, our returning guest.
Hey everybody.
And so. What's been going on with you? Tell us all about, the legacy of the James Annitto.
The legacy, huh? Hey, for being in the field for 7 years almost, when I turned 22, it just, it's surprising. Everybody looks at me at an early age. I got a lot of critiquing done on me when I first started getting to the public figure, which was about almost 2 years ago now, when I met up with Carl and Gina Palazzini. But before that, I was with Andre Corrier with my own group. So ever since then, with being with Andre, it's just been a whole different level than paranormal. I was 14, 15 years old.
You look like you're 17.
Yeah. I was 14, 15 years old doing graveyards and, getting booked into bed and breakfast, Lizzie Borden's,
right.
And doing certain things like that, going to Salem. But other than that, I never thought it would take me to where I am at this exact point right now.
Right. So, what brought you into it? I know we touched upon it back in July last year when you were our guest. What really brought you into the field, and what brought you into our inner circle?
The funny thing is, the whole story basis of the paranormal and how everybody gets into it, it's either a load of crap or it's true.
Right.
People see things when they're younger, before 8 years old or after, depending on when their mind opens up to the paranormal, or where they hear about it and they start seeing ghosts. But my exact thing was, my aunt took a picture on her vacation, and in the picture, in the very top window, right little bracket of the window, you could see like a ghostly mist, and that interested me. But right before that, scariest places on earth, and then soon after, big ghost hunter craze started.
Yeah.
And I'm from Rhode Island, so that took a big toll on me. From that picture and to go ghost hunters, that started my whole paranormal career.
Gotcha. And where are some of the best places you've been? Before we start breaking into a little more details that you want to get into.
Coolest places I've been to. I think a lot of the residential places I've been to are the coolest. I can't really give you exact where because they're private and confidential.
We'll just grill you later for the
information.
I
I think the furthest place I've ever been was we'll get into it, but it was a demonic case. It was New Jersey, and just traveling that far for the very first time was just so cool, because helping people that far and me able to get that far for these people was cool. Some of the historical places I've done, USS Salem, Lizzie Borden's, even though I didn't catch a load of crap there, because it's overhyped, and the house is it's not the original house. Probably all New England. I think one of the cool places I'm going to do next is the Radisson Hotel, because I have a convention coming up there, so I get to go to very interesting places.
That's the one with Eric Perry, right?
Yes, Eric Perry from Central New Hampshire.
Yeah, we'll actually maybe be at that event.
I'm going to be doing a lecture there.
Yeah, I know. He called me, told me. Yeah, lucky you. Yes.
And I didn't charge him like everybody else charges people in this field,
Zing.
Asked him for gas money, and that's it.
I got you. Very nice. Do you have any questions for our stunning guest over here in the nice red shirt?
Yes, I do. I mean, you mentioned, at an early age, you were intrigued in the paranormal, but what was it that led you towards demonology specifically?
I don't like to call him out a lot because, he already gets a lot of call-outs. And it was Carl. I was tech manager Beyond the Veil at one point, which is a great honor. Just you think about it. I went from being in no group to leading my own group to being a tech manager of a high-profile group, such as Carl and Dina, who are very widely known. Carl being on Ghost Hunters and Dina being on most terrifying places on Earth with Carl himself, and then later being on part of the Bigfoot
Little Roadie.
Yeah, Little Roadie research. But the thing is that's what Carl led me into. He's talking about it. I had a very good debates. I've been studying religion since a very early age. I'm not Catholic, but I've been studying religion. I've had many concepts in my head. At 15 years old, for an essay paper, I wrote a 10-page paper telling my teacher why religion was false and misunderstood. And I'm a very religious person at this standpoint, but I've had a lot of points on religion that has gotten me to this point.
What grade did you get on that essay?
I got an A+, but the teacher didn't like it. She had to grade me an A+ because it was very well written, but it's one of those teachers that she was very religious, and you could tell because she would always wear a crucifix on her neck. She always had a Bible with her, and you can tell she didn't want to give me that grade, but she had to.
Yeah.
She had to. I did so much research.
Now, what's the most fascinating place that you've done investigations at?
Like historically or demonically?
Demonically.
You want to hear the funniest thing? As we'll get into this if you guys want to ask me this question. But the thing is, out of all the cases I've been to on demonic-wise, only 2 cases have been true demonic. One was on my ghost story, where I worked with Father Bob and Keith Johnson worked prior on that case.
Yep.
And then the other one would be a case that I did with another case that I did with Father Bob Bailey. Me and actually Carl did a case with Matt.
Hold on, you want to pull up my name on the cards?
Yeah, Mike, and which was a supposed malevolent spirit case, and that's how I met Mike.
Was it in the New England area?
Yeah, both of them were in the New England area. The New Jersey case I was telling you about was a fraud.
Yeah.
So, but still, it was cool to get over to New Jersey.
It's about the experience, right?
It was about the experience.
About the
experience. The more people, I look at demonology on a psychological level.
Yep.
To me, I'm not a psychologist. I'll never want to be one because I can't handle people's problems.
I'm sitting right next to you. I see her.
to every extent. But I can read people very well. And if I ever need to take a psychologist into a loophole and figure out what that person's problem was, if it's not demonically, I will. And I've done it before.
There's one sitting right next to you.
Psychoanalyzing everything you say.
Yeah, free of charge.
Without a
Free of charge, yeah.
Clipboard's up there.
But yeah, I think the Mike Ghost Story one was the coolest one. That was actually in Cumberland, Rhode Island. I said I worked with Father Bob Bailey on the blessing of the house, and it's died down. It's not as active from what I understand, because the group I worked with I'm no longer part of, because since my hiatus, we've been in talking terms, but just something that was down the road that I want to go to a future road now, another branch.
Yeah, that happens.
What was, not to get personal, what was the reason for your hiatus, if you will? You know, I know you probably busy life, you know.
Busy life, girlfriend, job, working overnights, you know. Everybody thinks because I'm on television or I public speak, I don't have a job. I do. I have to make money. I don't charge people to speak. I don't charge people to put me on television. Yeah, I have a sponsor, but that currently sponsors my job.
Right.
They're eligible enough to say, you know, sponsor us. But you also know that benefits me too because I work there.
Right.
The thing is paranormal drama, and that's why, you know,
topic of the night.
That's why I'm supporting Paranormal Unity and speaking at this event, because I want Paranormal Unity. Do I think it's ever going to happen? No, truthfully no, because there's always going to be that lazy bird that's going to, you know, be behind times and then talk crap.
Right.
It's just going to happen. It's called a high school drama effect. It's always going to, workplace, friendships, it's all the same thing. There's always that high school drama.
Yeah, we've never experienced anything like that.
Yeah,
so it's all new. Thanks for telling me all about this.
Yes, but it's because of that and because just life was just, plus doing demonic cases on the level of my brain was, thinking at that point would have been harmful to me. I didn't have a will. I didn't have a strength in my brain to process a prayer, process any speaking of Latin, or process somebody that was having an issue because I was having an issue. You know, I'm not going to help somebody out if I can't help them out and if it's going to affect me.
So are you advising someone getting into the field to work as a team with other people or by themselves so they don't get stressed out?
The thing is like I started off by myself, but I also was with friends, flashlight, tape recorder back in the day, which Keith Johnson still actually uses. I laugh about it all the time.
The old analog one?
Oh, definitely. And I'd say in this day and age, because teams are very widespread, and when I started, there was no teams. In New England, you had PAPS and New England team led by Stephen Gonzalez.
Right.
To this day, if you're going to get in the paranormal field, join a team. People, even if they're not a good team, at least step in low water first,
right,
then go swimming. The thing is when I started, like I said, no teams. To this day, join a team, because if you're by yourself, you want to create a website, it's just hectic. You know, I've been by myself as a single person in the paranormal field, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Like I'm a studying demonologist, and being by yourself sometimes is good to grab cases, but you don't have a backbone. You always have to ask a group to help you. But if you're part of a group and you're the specialist, you never really have to ask them, because it's going to be directed to the case manager, then directed to me, and then you just tell me a date and time, I do a blessing, or I do a case. You know, it's how it works.
Now, how do you feel, like, you know, we're not innovative or anything like that, but we don't use, you know, titles. We have them. I have them on the credits. You know, it's just for show. You know, it's just, you know, I don't even know why they're there. But, you know, what do you feel like us where, you know, I say, you know, hey, Catherine, hey, Haley, you know, handle this, you know, where we don't have a set structure, you know, what do you feel about that versus, say, you know, case manager or, you know, executive or this or that?
Well, titles like that is not needed. Like, me being a study demonologist, if somebody called me James Annitto and they didn't know what title I was, that's a different, like, I don't like being called a demonologist, but it's fun to be called because it's what I do. I prefer people to call me a study demonologist because I never think of experts. If you like, you have world-renowned demonologist Carl, Keith, and then you have priests like Father Bob Bailey. They pretty much deserve that name beside Father Bob Bailey, because his demonology structure is very slim, but he's an ordained priest. So he's allowed to do blessings, and that's his job. And he's a God's hand.
Right.
Those people deserve that title because they've been in the field for 30 years. Me, who's been in the field for 7 years, don't deserve that title. I don't think I'll ever deserve that title. I'm a person that always critiques myself. But the thing is, with the case manager, investigator, I think that's a good structure. But why not change something and do something different? Don't be like everybody else. Right. And that's what I like about you. You guys all work.
Well, I'm taken, but thank you. You know.
Yeah, you guys all work on it. You guys all work on a case. I know. You guys don't have a set title, so you deliberate everything how you guys deliberate. And, you know, if it works, it works. And it seems like to work for you guys, you're always booked.
Yeah, always. Well, what's this big announcement, you know? Yeah. We talked to, you know, some of the other people, Jim Holroyd, you know, my paranormal,
you have to wait till almost near the end of the show. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's terrible. Well, that just keeps people entertained, right?
It does keep people entertained. They have to wait and watch the whole damn show.
Oh, wow. Censor. No. Yes, R rating on there. Thank you very much.
Damn's in the Bible. It is in the Bible, but it's also in the dictionary, too. So it's not a bad word, guys.
We're talking
Children.
about the Hoover one, right?
Yes,
at this point.
Definitely.
Nice. Very great. So, you know, where do you see yourself going for the rest of this year? I mean, we're already close to April, you know, mid-March at least. And, you know, it's coming up fast, all these other events you're doing, you know?
You know, I have some radio shows coming up. I have a lecture that's currently booked. I want to grab some cases. I want to grab more experience. But, you know, it's also good to give knowledge and give awareness to people. I don't want to give fake awareness, fake knowledge, because, like many other people do, they give themselves a title. Yeah, I pretty much gave myself this title, an extent, but I also worked with a demonologist.
Right.
I worked with Father Bob Bailey. I've worked with Keith and talked to Keith. I've talked to Carl. You know, I hate to always pinpoint their names.
Nothing wrong with that. They don't
but but I've worked with these people and I've seen how they worked,
Right.
which is a good thing. And a lot of these people that don't work with these individuals just give themselves the title because they read books.
Right.
I do read books.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
I've read over 20 books. I'm reading a book called Demonology right now. I can't give you the person's name because I don't even know their name. It's just an interesting book. But the thing is I still read. I still read other people's points of views. And like I was telling Melanie and I was telling Catherine and I believe somebody else on one of our forum posts, like if you need a blessing on a privately case that you guys are working on right now, I'll do it. Any religion. I believe in Christianity, and that's my main religion, but I still study other religions. I know the Quran, I know the Hebrew Bible, aka the Old Testament. I study all that.
So you're a jack of all trades, master of none kind of thing?
Yes.
Nice.
And the thing is like, yes, a lot of people pinpoint me and say, you don't believe in that stuff. How can you do that? Like Leo,
Paranormal Buddha.
Paranormal Buddha, he studies that. That's his religion. But can I do it? I think in my mind is if you put your will to it and you're strong and you put your mind to everything and you believe in yourself and you believe in a God, and no matter what religion, you can accomplish something. And have I accomplished past 2 blessings? Have I done? Yes. And you know what? Can I accomplish other goals? I hope I can, and I know I can. That's the problem. Is like a lot of people target you because you can't do a blessing in a house of a Muslim origin and not know the Muslim religion or believe in their God.
Right.
That's not true. In my mind, is if you believe in yourself, then you can do it.
What do you say to religious people, quote unquote religious people, who say spirits and the paranormal isn't real, but at the same time they believe in a heaven and hell?
Okay.
How do they not believe that the spirits are non?
I like to go over some history right now. The Christianity. Before even Christianity, the Old Testament was written in Hebrew, right?
Right.
Then it was written. Funny thing, the New Testament is not even written in English or written in Latin. It's written in Greek. So you got to realize many points of Christianity is faulted. If anybody disagrees with me, I'll debate you.
We have your website up
I know.
there too.
I do know a lot, and I'm not gonna. The New Testament was written in Greek. The thing is if you read the Old Testament, it is totally different than the New Testament. A lot of change of words. But if you remember,
all the books were written, some hundreds of years after the events. So aren't
definitely.
the events pretty much passed down word to word? And
definitely. But the thing is like. If the church ever tells you the paranormal doesn't exist, demons don't exist even though they have exorcists in the Catholic and the Greek Orthodox Church, you bring up the point is like, why did Jesus' ministry do deliverances? Why did Jesus teach people how to deliver demons from people? Back in the day when the Bibles were written, when Jesus delivered demons from people, that he delivered sicknesses away from people, leprosy. If you pinpoint, all those things were demons.
Right.
It's funny. So it just.
Well, how come the Vatican? It takes many years to submit a case for the Vatican to take on. How come they don't just take on every case, or how come they will discredit any case unless there's significant amount of information, because not every case is paranormal.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10, it very well could be.
It comes to the point is back in the day, like I was saying, when Jesus used to deliver people from their demons, that used to be mental diseases too.
Right.
And people don't realize that until
a psychologist sitting next to you.
Yes.
That's part I know.
until it was mental illnesses, sicknesses, and they thought those were demons. You want to hear the funny thing about this is too, the church even did deliverances on people from other religions because they thought they worshiped demons and now they're worshiping God. So the thing is the church has a standpoint where now, because they know demons and mental illness are 2 different things, they study the case before, and the funny thing is if you say you're here, I forgot what church it is, but or what religion. It's
one with the cross.
It's Christian.
Right?
No, but what church it is if you say you're healed by deliverance
Right.
or you're healed by their prayers, you actually have to go get a medical study done to say that you got healed.
Okay.
It's so funny.
And that's almost the same with like miracles and, you know, bleeding stones and this and that.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely. And, you know, that's why mental illness is, like I said, I did a case that the guy thought he was possessed. He was far from possessed.
Right.
He was in.
Oh, he was possessed.
Yeah, he was in loony zone.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I hate to say, I hate to say that, but it was so true. I even brought a psychologist into the mess from Rise Up. And you know what the thing is I'm not a master of everything, and just to see that, which is the case in point that is why the church sifts through things. If it's right or not, they have to do it, because I don't remember if you remember the point. Some stories, some exorcisms, people die.
Right, obviously.
And if, in all technicality, if the church comes in, then you're enabling that person to believe they are possessed,
Right.
which is not right for them either.
But the big conspiracy thing is, you know, science doesn't believe in anything we do. You know, they discredit completely because they can't replicate it in a lab, you know, so it can't be true. But doesn't the church have scientists working for them? So wait a minute, how does that work?
The thing
because
is,
if the church believes in heaven and hell and they're preaching that, and obviously they're spirits or non-spirits or entities, but then they have scientists who have to have definite proof. How does that work?
You know why the scientists disprove it? And this is a fact from myself, and a fact from a few other people that I've heard, is the scientists finally approve of the ability of there being a paranormal, spirits, ghosts. Then that shows them the scientists that make $100,000, millions of dollars a year, got proven wrong by a 15-year-old with a camera.
Right.
So that's why they keep disproving it. It's like
it's a big conspiracy. It's what it's saying. Like the U.S. government is saying aliens in Area 51 doesn't exist.
Well,
we have photographs of it.
Well, Area 51 does not exist to an extent.
It does, but not on paper.
It
to
doesn't
them,
exist because the Air Force and the military don't want it.
Yes.
to
Right.
exist. That's how
And
the
it's-
government
We
is.
have satellites of it.
And you can Google Earth.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
But isn't it the same thing? We have pictures of
Exactly.
orbs and of spirits and this
Yeah.
and that. Isn't it the same thing?
It's because scientists don't want to be proven wrong, and they don't want to be like they've been proven wrong so many times. You know, like, I kind of do agree with them to the extent where, you know, in the Bible, the Earth is only 6,000 years old to an extent when Earth was created. I can see that they disproved a lot of things. They disproved the Red Sea being split by Moses.
Right.
They figured that to be the Reed Sea because, in all extent, it was the Reed Sea because they proved it itself. Right. So there's so many things science has proven wrong that's been interpreted by God or any spiritual leader. The thing is
well,
like,
that's the same with mythological creatures and so forth. Back then, they didn't have the science and the know-how to know that a Loch Ness or something to that effect was something easily.
Come on, let's get in this point. Okay.
All right.
In Hinduism, aka one of the oldest religions of humankind, animism is the very first one. But a lot of people don't know about that, so we won't talk about it.
No.
In Hinduism, they're demons and they're gods. They had many different gods. Hinduism is actually still a religion to this day. But aka Buddhism is branched off.
Leo
of
Ryokan.
Yeah, it's a branch off of Hinduism. But in Hinduism, you had all these mythical creatures, but most of those mythical creatures were demons.
Right.
And they weren't called demons, but then it kept circling Greek mythology. You had the sirens, blah blah blah, and then it kept spiraling back and forth to demon. Right. Which is a Greek word. So, like, the thing is like science has disproved a lot of things about mythology and all that, and now there's no such thing as more than one God.
Right.
How can we prove that there's a God that exists? Until we find out how the Big Bang happened and how, like...
So you're saying science doesn't believe in religion?
They don't. They really don't.
Yet they work for them for the church.
They do.
The Vatican.
But
so how does that work?
To the extent.
To an extent. To they can. Because...
Trying to create controversy.
You are trying to create and I'm going to probably get a lot of emails from this, but...
that's what we're hoping.
Yeah, right? But the thing is like, you have scientists working for the church, and then you have scientists that don't work for the church. it's kind of like a mixed bag. You know, it's like me calling a tomato and you calling it tomato.
Well, you know, I'm close to Rhode Island, so I call it tomato, you know.
Yes.
Yes.
Or potato.
No, well, that too, yes. But then, you know, so I mean, if science doesn't believe in the paranormal and, you know, has a hard time believing in some of the religious stuff that we believe in, who's to say religion isn't just in our head? You know, if we believe it's helping us, who's to say that we're not creating that religion?
Did you take that concept from me?
No, I mean, I've been picking around your brain.
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, if you see a stone or a statue bleeding, and they have their scientists, and they're saying, no, it's not true, and you know that's helping you. You know, who's to say that that isn't religion within you? And you know,
I'm ready to get very much flack for this. This is my idea of what God is. What idea of religion is. God is something mankind created, so they'd have a will. It's kind of funny. My friend pointed this out to me. He's a big anime geek. He really is. And is at one point, trademark by the way, Naruto, whatever it's called. There's the country had like the will of fire. It's what concepts their generation to keep believing in that country. It's the same thing with God. People are programmed to believe in a God because when they're programmed to believe in God, a God exists,
right?
And that person is going to be successful and never give up because they have something to look forward to. They look forward to going to heaven, being good, and if they sin, you know, they try to do good again. So God doesn't punish them. There's a big concept in the book I'm currently reading, and I do believe it. Demons are not sent by Satan. Satan is an angel. He doesn't have that much power.
Right. He was cast down.
He wasn't really cast down.
Well,
that's how the story.
He pretty much rebelled.
Right.
But it is said, and people might not agree with me, that God sends you the demons. You sin, God sends you the demons because He wants to show you that being bad is not a good thing.
I can buy that. I mean, He sends down plagues, quote unquote. You know, so why couldn't He?
Why is not send down demons? But the thing is like.
So you're basically saying that, you know.
I believe God
possesses us or forces His angels to possess us.
Yes.
You know, on certain
the thing
cases.
is, like I say, God's a part of our imagination, but that's not saying that this is not a supernatural or spirit world.
Right.
I think I wouldn't call it imagination. I think it's a part of us.
Right.
I think God is us, and we're not superhumans, and I don't think there's a person or being that could have created
everything.
Countless billions of planets and billions of galaxies.
Infinity, you know.
I don't think so. I think God is us.
Right.
And He's a part of us. If you don't believe in Him, then you don't believe in Him. And if you believe Him in a different name, then you do. But as you look, I was in the military. And when I was in the military, I was not religious. I became religious. I got baptized with the Church of Christ. And ever since that day, I've had bad days and I had days ups and downs, you know, and I've been emotional. But me believing in God, picking up the Bible, thinking that there is a better world after I die, keeps me going, keeps me being successful.
Right.
And that's what I want people to realize is, you know, believe in something, believe in yourself, and, you know.
So it's almost like a motivational too, you know.
Yeah, believe in God is a motivational thing.
So what do you think about the Bible? I mean, if you're, you know, saying God's within us, you know.
The thing is like, okay, Moses, Jesus.
Essentially real people, but.
Oh, they were real people.
You see, if you go back to when Jesus and Moses and Noah and everybody's back there, nobody has a pen, nobody has a pencil. How are they writing stuff to put in the Bible?
The thing
are they sketching it on like
the thing is writing's been way before that time. And we wouldn't have known about animism or Hinduism without writing. Cavemen wrote on walls of pictures. You know, back in the day of Jesus, they did have the ability to write. You know, how do you think they caused wars?
What did they write on?
They wrote feathers. You know, old feather pens and parchment paper. You know how the Egyptians had what's it called? Papyrus.
Thank you.
Same thing. That's how they wrote. You know, and also a lot of the Bible is word of mouth.
Hence those scrolls.
So what you're saying is they took that information from there and then they created the Bible and wrote
yes,
the Bible.
It's like a compilation
yeah,
of
it's
books written over
it's a
hundreds of
compilation
years.
of books. That's
Right.
A Bible is not one book. It is many books in one.
Yep.
And do you think it was ever intended to be put together as one? Do you think, even though, you know, say when the first one was written, between that and the last one, do you think all that?
You read the Bible?
Oh yeah, I grew up as Protestant.
It's so confusing.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it was ever meant to be put together.
So why do you think someone threw it together, you know? Granted, now it's the most stolen book out of every library and the biggest selling book ever.
Because religion became a craze.
So how come, you know, well, that's pretty much like what we do has become, you know?
Yeah.
Well, when you go to motels, what's in the drawer?
What's in the jar?
The Bible.
The only thing they leave
And, you know,
Yeah.
pizza and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but Bible's
You
sitting
get
there.
pizza
so.
in there. Wow, I never
Definitely.
done that.
And I hate to say it, and you know, whoever's watching this show, I'm not downing religion, and what you believe in is what you believe in. What I believe in is what I believe in. So don't judge me. I'm not going to judge you, but I've done enough research to come up with that concept in my head. And I've done enough research of other religions to know there's enough similarities, and they just branch off because people want to be different. And why do you think there's wars? To this day, wars are based on religion. Where we are in Afghanistan, it might be for oil for people that say, but it's like the Crusades all over again. It really is.
Well, see, I moved up here in 1975. I was born in New York.
He's dating himself now.
I was raised in a Catholic family.
Yep.
I went to a Catholic school in New York.
Of course.
I was an altar boy for 8 years, and still to this day, I don't know what to believe because I haven't seen for myself, you know.
A miracle or anything like that.
Or a miracle or something. I think there's something, but I don't know what it is. It's just like when I investigate the paranormal. I go in there with an open mind,
Yeah,
and I
you
always
have to.
investigate.
You have to.
You know, I'll hear claims and stuff like that, hotspots and stuff like that, but I'll always go in there with an open mind. I want to do my investigations.
I think
It's
what
the same thing.
Yeah, I think what really turned my mind though in the whole stipulation of demonic or why am I doing this? My ghost story in Cumberland, I wasn't specifically on the show, but I did the case. We were taunting it with prayers from the Bible and denouncing the demon be taken from the house by Saint Michael, the archangel. And all of a sudden, my rosaries, which are blessed by me, and drowned in holy water, was yanked from my neck and broken and severed right above the cross. So stuff like that, people denounce it because they've never seen it. But when you're in a situation like that, you have to believe in something, you know. You can't just be like, I'm not believing in anything, and then you have the ability to be oppressed and possessed and followed home. You know, you have to stay strong in that kind of case.
You see a lot of that in your work, you know, spiritual side of, you know, everything.
Absolutely. And most of my current clients, you know, that unfortunately are not very religious. They don't subscribe to it, if you will.
Definitely.
And it's the same thing, you know. If you don't have that ultimate goal in mind that you can look for, where's your motivation to take the next step to better yourself?
Definitely. And definitely, like when I do a blessing, the blessing isn't all myself and God helping you. I give advice to people. Place 4 pendants, 1 at each corner of the house of Saint Michael or any saint. Salt around the house and read the Bible every so often. Believe in God. Believe in whatever religion you have, if not the 4 pendants, whatever they are on the religion. If they don't follow that, it's possibly going to come back. From doing a blessing is not going to seal the deal. They got to seal the deal. They got to stay strong. They got to stay happy. They can't have negative energy in their house. If so, it's going to come back and feed off of it. People think, oh, I'm going to get a blessing done on my house. There's a stipulation where it's going to come back if they don't follow what we tell them.
Yeah.
And they, you know what? I'll come back a second, third time. Third time, strike me dead because I won't come back because you didn't listen to me.
So at the same time, if you're telling people, and I'm not criticizing you at all, but if you're telling people, you know, to have the penance and salt and, you know, reading the Bible and have faith, and that if they don't, this could attack them. Isn't that, kind of putting that perception in their mind that if they skip this for their day, that, this is going to happen?
If you don't have to read the Bible every single day. You just got to stay strong. I know people have problems. I have problems. But
well, we know that. That's why you're with us.
But the thing is
you have a psychologist next to you.
I will counsel you for free.
Sounds awesome.
If you got $1 every time I said that, you'd be a rich man.
But you got to stay strong. I'm not saying believe in God every instant of the day. Just stay strong. Be a positive person. I know people fight. I know people who are married have arguments. But have your argument and then say, sorry, I love you.
Right.
Be a positive person. But if you don't do that and you have a screaming match and you never apologize, and then at the end of the day, you're like, you don't talk to that person, but you read the Bible, it's still negative energy. And there's still always that possibility. Demons are a tricky thing. If we knew everything about demons, then they'd probably be expunged, because we'd probably all be like fighting them right now and like having Mortal Kombat against them.
I think everything that you do, you have to stay strong in.
Yeah, you do.
No matter what you do, investigations, whatever you do for work, whatever it is, you got to stay strong.
Yeah, you're a paranormal investigator, which I still am one. I'm a researcher. If you're going to a case, even if it's not demonic, and you don't stay strong, and you don't know what you're doing, you still have a buddy coming home with you sometimes.
And you never let your guard down. You always protect the people that you're investigating with.
And I don't know about you. I don't want a buddy following me home and like throwing stuff around, even if they're a good spirit, or playing around,
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Not even if it's female. Oh, you dating? Never mind.
And I've never. I don't want to be that show where they get touched at night.
Yeah.
Whatever that show that was, it was terrible. No offense, Travel Channel.
Yeah.
But,
The Haunted. It was a great show.
Haunted was a great show.
Yes,
yes. And Andre was on that, who I don't talk to anymore. If you see this, Andre, call me. But the thing is like
1-900 James Annitto.
Yeah,
Yes.
I should create like a whole like Comcast station on stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
But the whole thing is like you got to stay strong. That's it.
That's pretty
How much time we
essential.
got? Because announcement should be made soon, right?
Well, actually, we started a little late thanks to, some people, getting here late.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm only being sarcastic.
Well, this is what happens when you take the girl from the woods and drop her in the middle of Groton.
Yes, and she's never really been here before.
I haven't.
I've only been here once before.
And you still got lost.
Hey, and I seen the 5 guys over there. I want to try that too,
Oh, yeah, throw a punchline
Are they
out to
takeout?
them.
I don't know.
I don't
Whatever.
know. I feel really small because I don't know.
Maybe they're haunted. Maybe I'll investigate while I'm eating.
Yes, investigate the hamburger. Yeah.
See if it's catch up.
Definitely paranormal activity regarding that. And so what do you think about not putting us in the limelight? I know it's you're our guest, but what do you think where I have a psychologist, I have a young man like Mr. Nick Ferrato, I have a Catherine, I have a Haley, all varying degrees, if you will, of experience. And then you have some groups that, and I'm certainly not going to mention names, although I wish I could.
Yeah,
No, now, boys.
Drama.
Cue card.
Yes, cue card. That claim that everything they get, is, activity. Everything,
Negative,
is this. And, one in particular that if they go somewhere and they don't get anything, it's a real shame,
The thing is, it depends on the activity and depends on how you investigate. ECPRT, I give them a lot of props because, they investigate very well. They have high-tech equipment. It's the most equipment I've ever seen in my life. They have more than taps, more expensive stuff than taps.
But do you need that, though? No offense to them.
They do need it because you know why? They catch the best evidence. I've investigated with them numerous times, and you know what? They always get evidence. It's not faked, and they get good evidence because they put a thorough investigation on. They put equipment in the right places, and they rotate it right enough. And they had the high-tech equipment, I've gotten the good stuff on crappy equipment back in the day.
Analog.
But
no offense.
Yes. Analog's the best to use still, I believe in my mind. But the thing is like, they're specialized too. But you guys are specialized too. And you know what? There's
especially that special word.
Yes, but there's times that you don't catch anything, and I understand that. And it's not. I'm not dissing how you investigate. It's just some places, even if you investigate well, you don't get stuff. You don't get stuff, or there's nothing there, and the person has fungus or high electric fields, or just messing with their brain. You know.
Right. So what do you say to the groups that if we don't get anything, we're not doing our job?
If you don't get anything, then don't be discouraged. You know, there's times I've been on investigations, I haven't got splat. And you know what? When I was still investigating the past like 6 cases, I didn't get anything at all.
Right.
And other people got stuff. I was a little discouraged, but you know, I was like, I've been doing this long enough. I've seen things. I've heard things. I've been pushed. I've been like scratched. You know, that outweighs the bad.
Right. Definitely, absolutely. And you know, what's your biggest piece of advice? Anyone that wants to, you know, be a demonologist or, you know, be in your position, whether it's, you know, a researcher, investigator, what's your biggest piece of advice to anyone looking to do that?
Being a demonologist, I would not tell anybody to do it just for the hell of it. Just be famous, to do public speaking.
That's a whole nother topic as
Oh,
well.
yes, but the thing is if you are very knowledgeable and you really want to be a demonologist, just prepare for a long ride. You can't call yourself that because if you do, you're going to be bashed.
Right.
And you got to research a lot.
Yeah, research and study.
Yeah,
Research and
absolutely.
study a lot. And you got to learn how to speak Latin.
Yep.
Because if you don't know how to speak Latin, especially when it
you're
comes
lost.
to Christianity cases, yeah, you're lost. The thing is, I don't tell anybody to do that. Like if somebody emails me for advice, I give them books to read, but I'm like, don't do it. Just don't do it because it's a long road. Just being a paranormal investigator. I was one. I missed doing it. I was a tech manager. I went to school for programming. I'm a geek.
Right.
And that was probably the best position I ever did. But you know, at this point in time, I love doing it. I love researching it. I love being a studying demonologist. And I love. It's the epitome of me, and that's why I came back. I almost did not come back, truthfully.
Yeah, I know. I cried at night. My pillow is covered in tears.
And
Sarcasm.
Wow. Thank God he wore red.
Yes,
yeah,
right?
but exactly.
But you know what is
red's the color of
if
love,
you
by
want to
the
get
way.
in this field, do it. You know, but just don't be a bimbo about it. Don't go to a graveyard without permission, break graves, or do something stupid.
We see investigators doing that.
Yeah.
It's like,
with,
Going into homes that
Like
they
a bimbo.
shouldn't be going.
to be blunt, yeah.
Like if you want to be a paranormal investigator, contact somebody on Facebook. There's a lot of groups now, and get in touch. You'll see my email or website in a bit.
Have your website up.
Okay, so well, people can contact me and get in touch with me, and I'll give them tips. I'm young, but I've been in the field long enough to if you want to take my tips and you want to get advice from me, then great. If you don't, then I don't know what to say to you. I really don't.
And so, what do you think about you know, people getting into it saying, you know, wow, you know, this is great, and I'm going to make money? You don't charge. You charge for gas.
I charge for gas.
Which is
sometimes I will hope for somebody to book me a hotel if it's a faraway place because you know I'm not charging anything to speak at the lecture. I'm just asking you to give me a place to stay, even if it's at your house, and you're not going to kill me. Then do so, please. Let me have a place
So
to
you
stay.
randomly go to people's houses?
No.
Screen for serial killers.
Yeah. With a
The thing
chainsaw,
is
that's
like,
good.
you know, people on television, I can't say anything bad about them because you know what? I met Joe Chin last night.
Awesome guy.
Awesome guy.
He is phenomenal.
I've
Met
met
him at the convention.
I met Dave. I know Carl. I know Dina. You know, none of them are bad, and only some of them make money.
Right.
But you know what? It's what they do, and if they make money off of it, great. They're doing their dream, and they're making money off of it. I can't really say anything. You know, I'm not gonna lie. I wish I was in that same boat a few years ago because you know what? They're doing something they love and getting paid for it. Like I'm a car salesman, and do I like selling cars? Yeah, hell yeah, I love them, and I get paid for it. But
Well, I would hope so.
Yeah, I get paid very good money, by the way.
yes,
But the thing is like
nice fedora. And
they do ghost hunting for a living, if you want to call it that. I don't like calling it that, but that's
Investigating.
that's perceived term
Yes.
by everybody on television.
right.
They see, oh, he's a ghost hunter, and
Yeah.
people call me a ghostbuster. I'm like, oh, I have a proton pack. But like the thing is like they do what they need to do, and there's been supposed faking on these shows sometimes. But you know what? I can't say anything bad about them because they created a field, especially like ghost hunters. They created a field that is so prosperous this day, and without them, I probably would have never continued with it.
Or do you think they created it, or did they just heighten the awareness of
They didn't
it?
create it. I should have. Lorraine Warren
Ed and Lorraine,
and
yeah.
Ed and Lorraine, rest in peace, Ed, but pretty much started Rhode New England area. Carl was about 30 years ago. Met them.
Little teenager.
Oh, not really. But the thing is like, they made the craze.
Right.
They made the paranormal what it is today. Before that, it really wasn't a big deal.
You still had people, you know, I think it was Edison, if I'm not mistaken, and I know I'm going to be corrected if I'm wrong. Edison tried to come up with like a ghost talking device.
He did.
You know,
I believe he did, yes.
And, you know, do you think there were groups out there at that day and time that, you know, tried to investigate or?
You got to look at it. The paranormal has been part of our life for a very long time. Vampires, werewolves, dragons.
The spirit photographers in Boston.
And that would be
Was it
cryptozoology
1800s?
at that point.
Well, the thing, cryptozoology is part of the paranormal.
Right.
A lot of people call him a paranormal paranormal investigator. I get the term, but if you call yourself a paranormal investigator, why are you not doing the other things?
Right.
I don't know what to call it. You can't call yourself a ghost investigator or spirit investigator. You could, but paranormal is many branches of things: cryptozoology, ufology, a lot of different things. So you know, I study ufology. I watch like Ancient Aliens, Finding Bigfoot, and I do some research about it. But is it something I'm directive towards that branch? No. I'm a paranormal investigator. I'm a demonologist, but I do most.
I don't think there's enough time in a day to really branch off
No,
into
I don't
everything else.
think so.
I think you got to pick one or another.
Well,
Not really. There's a lot of people, and like I give credit to Beyond the Veil. They're into Bigfoot now. Big Roadie project, and
Dina just went in the woods by herself the other day, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, she was on Finding Bigfoot,
Yeah.
which I was in the crowd when they were at East Greenwich, and probably was on the show. I didn't get to watch it because I just got cable television again.
Oh,
So
yes. Making bucket loads of money.
yes,
Mm.
and I moved in my own place.
Oh,
Yeah. Ooh.
congrats.
But the thing is like you can, a lot of time and effort, and you know, that's Dina and Carl's life right there. Because
Right.
you know what, they're such good people, and they have the time to put towards that.
And what do you say, you know, to people, say they, you know, consider it a hobby, you know, and I know people like Eric Perry, you know, Leo Rylick and Joanne DuPont, they may say it's a hobby, but they're real about it too.
Yeah.
What do you say to people that call it a hobby and they just want to do it for fun? You know?
That's great. I started off as a hobby. I didn't think I was going to be in the limelight, or however you want to call it, a paranormal celebrity. Some people have coined me. I never thought that. And you know, it started off as a hobby, but now it's a life interest. It's an interest. That's what I call it, a life interest, because I don't get paid for it. I can't call it a job.
Right.
But
So it's still a hobby, but isn't it almost like a way of life?
It's way a lot. It really is.
Right.
Like not any ordinary Joe is going to be a demonologist or studying demonologist.
Or any ordinary,
It takes will and power to
Right.
do what you need to do. And if you think it's a hobby, great, you know. But don't denounce people that think it's a way of life.
Right. Yeah, I think that's a big controversy right now.
Yeah, I think if you get involved in something, you do it long enough, and you're great at it, and you find a way to make money at it, and you're helping people,
Right.
then that's
That's
hats
great,
off
right?
to you. I
I dislike people that call themselves experts. There's never an expert.
There's no such thing.
Like
yeah, in anything.
no, like there's people that call themselves computer experts. Like I know a lot about computers. I know a lot about the paranormal. Have I ever called myself an expert? No. You know, I do radio shows. People can laugh at me and point at me and say I'm trying to become famous. I do radio shows, TV shows, lectures, not for the money, but for the inspiration to give to people, the knowledge to give to
Plus you
people,
enjoy
and
to
my
do it.
opinion, and my opinion.
And you're helping people.
And I enjoy it. Yes,
So basically, you're out there educating the public and
I
trying
am.
to make them better. And
I am, and that's the only thing. If I ever get paid for it one day, and the producers are willing to say like we're never going to fake anything, I'll do it.
Yeah,
just
good
for-
luck with that. Yeah,
Ah,
yeah. Hats
yeah.
off to you.
Or
I
pay
doubt it.
$50,000.
Yeah.
You know.
To fake
This-
something?
No,
Oh.
to tell you that you have to pay $50,000 for
right.
production.
Right.
I'll sell my liver maybe. But,
Yeah, who told us that?
I did.
That's why his shirt is red.
Yeah, but
Sold his
sorry
liver.
to hear about that. Yeah.
I'm bleeding. But yeah, but like you said, Nick, if you get famous and you make money, but you're still helping people, great.
Yeah, and you enjoy it. You know?
You're always going to have people attacking you, though, aren't you?
People always attack me, but you know what? At
What do
this
you
point-
think that's due to, though?
It's because you know I'm so young and I'm knowledgeable. And I hate to be egotistical because I'm young.
Yeah,
but
your head's kind of swelling.
But the thing is like ever since I've been in this field, I've always been called young.
Right.
And that's one thing.
You got that baby face.
And that's one thing that's
jealous.
That's one thing that I'm always targeted on. I'm young. I don't know anything.
Right.
But I swear, if you're willing to get in front of a camera and debate me, then hats off to you.
Yeah, I don't think that's specific to you anyway.
I think it's to everybody.
Just anyone in general.
Because they think
if you put yourself out there,
they think
they're going to be critics.
They think younger kids are immature. And I can be immature. I can be
funny.
What about
adults, though? Isn't there adults that attack people that are moving up?
Yeah,
you know, not even younger people. You know, adults say they're 30 years old, for instance, attacking people that are 35. You know, or older, you know.
Definitely, but you know what? It's a high school drama effect. Yeah. It really is. You can never change that. People are always going to have a problem with somebody.
Yeah, you're going to have that in every field.
Yeah.
You know,
doesn't matter.
People get jealous.
Yeah. I worked at Walmart. I worked at Mickey D's. I was in the military, and I worked as a car. There's always going to be drama in a workplace or friendship. But I think we're getting close, right? So is it announcement time?
Yeah, go ahead with your announcement. I lost track of time earlier. I had a 10-minute signal, but
so,
I think it's already gone.
The thing is okay. You know, I just came back, and
welcome back. We missed you.
I need a base, so I'm giving to my torch to you, Mike, and your team, and I will be being a part of a member of New England Spiritual Team from this day on. Giving my consultation to
consultation.
Consultation.
That's in the dictionary too, right?
I think it is in the dictionary actually.
James
Consultation and the ability to help you out on any case, investigate with you. I'm going to be working with other teams still because that's just how it has to happen, especially when it comes to the money case. But the thing is like I will be helping you guys from this day on.
So we told Jim Holroyd already.
I talked to James Holroyd too.
I know. I wasn't telling him. I said no, I can't tell you, and he's like, oh, I just got off the phone with him. Why couldn't you tell me? I was like, oh, kill him.
Because we were told not.
Yeah, we were told not to.
Anybody.
And then he goes and leaks it.
I told no one beside a few people in my inner circle that I trust.
Oh, I told no one. Oh, nice. Nice. Way to just let that one out.
Yeah, I found out today that you told people.
Oh, never mind that. Who?
Just me.
Oh, well, yeah, just Melanie.
He has to tell me.
She's our psychologist,
and
not
even
mine.
if he didn't tell me, my crystal ball would tell me.
Yeah, so tell us about your sponsor, you know, while we got a few minutes still.
My sponsor is Majestic Honda on Quaker Lane in West Warwick, Rhode Island. Very fantastic place. I actually new employment there, but they're so willing to sponsor me and let me say their name and
sponsor you. How so? I mean, not full details, but
not full details, but like I work there, and you know what? I told like I need customers, and it's a good way for me to meet people, but also give people a new dream car.
Right.
But it's not to be ludicrous, but I don't get paid for the paranormal, so if I can get a sponsor to
help fund a cause,
and help me travel, buy new equipment, or buy new incense for a blessing, then you know what? Hats off to them for letting me get sponsored by them.
Right.
And it really helps me out a lot. And it's a great business and a great organization ran by a great owner, and I appreciate them very much for what they do for me.
And so, how do you go about if a group is looking for a sponsor? Do you think it's something that's easily attained, or
it's not very easily attained because most businesses look at you paranormal. Why am I going to sponsor you? And for some reason, unless you're traveling a lot, you don't need a sponsor because if you're doing the local area, there's no reason for a sponsor because you don't need the gas money or whichsoever. But if you're traveling a lot and you're one of those groups that pertain to a lot of areas, a sponsor's good because if they're willing to pay for your gas money or willing for you to advertise while you're on the road, hand out sheets or put like a big painting of their business on your car or something like that, then cool, hats off to you.
Or maybe fix your truck when you damage it going through the woods up in Smithfield, Rhode
that's
Island.
That's a discussion for another show.
We're wheeling.
But the thing is, I owe a lot to them, and hats off to them, and they're a great business. And if people want to come see me, and that other side of my life, then they can, and I'd be happy to help them.
Is there anything paranormal about that side we should investigate?
No, besides a ghost car, one or two.
Oh.
Like disappearing.
Intriguing. Oh. Yes, we'll have to look that up. Yes, absolutely. But how do people reach you if they want to reach you?
You can reach me at jamesannitto.com. If you want to reach me at my workplace, my phone number is 401-304-2146. I do believe, if not, 401-822-2000. Or you can reach me on my email and my website.
All right. All right. Is there anything else you guys want to, chat with Mr. Annitto? We have a few minutes still pertaining here.
I think I'm good. You?
I'm good too.
Yeah, good too. Well, we definitely, we do have a few extra minutes. I do want to give a couple of quick shout outs here. We want to thank Lamero's Deli and Cafe, not as high quality as yours, I guess, no offense, and that sounds terrible. But we do have Lamero's as one of our sponsors, and we want to give a major thanks to them for all their help. We also have some other people in the background who help a lot. Of course, we have Melanie, our resident psychologist. We have Nick Ferrato, Haley Fish, who's hiding behind the camera work. Same with Catherine, Jason Hoffman, everyone else that's a part of us. We want to give a big thanks. And technical difficulties with James Annitto and his brilliant red shirt over here.
At least it wasn't a wardrobe malfunction.
My guests love it.
The microphone was afraid and jumped right off.
Yeah, that's kind of paranormal. We gotta investigate that. Frank, station manager, we're gonna come here to Comcast and check it out. But tell us quickly any events you have coming up before we lead out.
Next event I have coming up would be a radio show with a radio show that you actually just did, I believe, with.
Oh, Nicole Ortiz.
Nicole Ortiz, yeah. Yes. And then after that, I have one with Jennifer Gurney.
Oh, have fun. We had technical difficulties and killed that show.
But yeah, and then I have the Radisson, but I'll probably be booking so much more between then and now if people want to book me.
Yes, and if you actually look at our events, you'll be booked solidly through November.
Definitely, and I'm definitely, like I said, willing to work on cases, do investigations, and at maybe some point travel with you guys when you guys go down to the south.
Actually, we're doing that in 3 weeks.
Yeah, I know
Just
you are.
throwing it out there.
But might want to clear your schedule.
Yeah.
But I'm a busy person, and I sell a car, so I'll see what I can do.
All right. All right. Well, again, we want to thank everyone for listening in, watching in, however it is you're, viewing or listening. Through here at the station, through YouTube, PTVN, Brandon Kreitzer, I'm getting you this episode tonight. But yeah, we do have, tons of events coming up. We are going down south. So we may not be able to get back here as much as we want between now and the second week of April. Big news not released yet. We're still not talking about it publicly.
So you'll have to wait for the next show.
Yes, you got, I think
I don't even know it. I don't even know it.
No, well, that's the whole thing,
No one
I'll find out after this, after I beat Michael up.
That's awesome.
You'll have to get through me first, hon.
Yeah.
That's right. She's my bodyguard. She's 5 foot nothing, but she's my bodyguard.
I wear stilettos.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh, jeez.
Nice. So yeah, there's a lot of stilettos.
That's what happens when you say Jesus, right?
Yes. Nice. Well, we want to thank everyone for tuning in. We had an awesome time, and we're gonna have you back on again really soon.
Hopefully.
And because you're a part of us. We got it.
Definitely.
You're the demonologist. You're the studying demonologist.
So always quite. That, please.
We definitely want to thank everyone for coming on. We had an awesome time, and tune in next time as who knows who's going to be on, but we're going to have a great time no matter what. Thanks for coming.